वागर्ताविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्तप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथिता पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणी भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्धतामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यास बुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दाय तपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोक्ता गोपालनन्दन पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। हरि ओम्। So we are in Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. That is the chapter. From yesterday, Krishna has already started the transition from karma to jnana. So that is where we are facing this bit of a lack of clarity, because it is still not in our experiential domain. As GL sir nicely put it, is karmani akarma and akarmani karma. This is a very, very fundamental issue which we have to understand. I will take one more example just to clarify this. First of all, this karmani akarmaha yaha pashyet. If somebody has mastered this, they are able to see inaction in action. That's the English translation. It basically means they have detached from the phala. Only then it will happen. If we are not able to detach from the phala, karma we cannot detach. Nobody can escape karma. That is the fundamental principle in Gita. Karma phala asanga. That has to, if somebody is able to step out of it, that person will actually realize it. What he will realize, he or she, karmani akarmaha. While he or she is engaging in the world of action, it looks as though nothing happened. The effect is not felt. This is the first part. The akarmani karma, that will follow from this. If this karma phala asanga is broken, which means we continue to do work, results will come. Nobody can stop the result. Nobody can stop working. Two cardinal principles we have to understand in life. Nobody can stop working. That I am not going to work, they will be like that for half an hour. That Prakriti will pull them back. Nobody, Krishna very clearly says, you cannot escape from work. You have a nature, you have a guna, so you'll do a karma. You cannot escape. But when these fruits of action, that effect alone, if you are able to escape, the second thing that will happen is we will see the Purusha behind the Prakriti. The Jivatma, see, it is like think of a crystal. Crystal has no color. Water has no color. But a water in a blue color bottle is blue color water. A water in a red color bottle is a red color water. A water in a triangular bottle is triangular water. A water in a circular bottle is circular water. It is this Prakriti which brings the guna. The Purusha has nothing, but if you take a spadika, take a crystal, put a yellow color flower by the side of it, it will look yellow. It will imbibe that color. It will take the color. That is what we are going through. When this karma and pala, when they are stuck like a gum, then the difference between Purusha and Prakriti is not at all, we are not even able, it is only on paper. Theoretically, we can understand. Because Shruti is saying, the Veda is saying that there is something called Prakriti, there is something, all that becomes theoretical. Why? Because the flower is near the spadika. So the spadika will always look yellow only. You have to take the flower and put it out. Only then the spadika's original its own, whatever it is, will be known. That is what Krishna is saying through this. I give you an example. One student asked me 10 years back. He used to attend my Bhagavad Gita class in IA in Bangalore. Weekly class I used to do. So one day he came. Sir, all these you are saying. I am fighting my software. I am a team manager, team leader or team manager or something. Every day I am fighting. Fighting meaning, there are targets. I have to do this. I have to do that. After knowing all this, what will happen to me? This was the question he asked. I said, I will tell you what will happen. First of all, I said, you will not stop the fighting. First, you understand that. That you have to shout at your subordinate. You have to get your things done. You have to tell why are you doing like this. Your deadlines are gone. Your quality level. So many things you do. You will continue to do. Then his eyebrows went up. He said, sir, what are you saying? I said, after doing all that, you will come home with nothing of that. Not even a trace of that effect will be with you. You will come and have a peaceful sleep. This is what will happen if you take karma pala out. I will give you the proper example. Let us think of two persons. Think of the same person in two ways. That is even better. Because all activities are identical. Capability is same, brain is same, thinking power is same. So let us think the same person as two possibility. And the person is going to organize an event. I'm not meaning GL, sir. I generally say. Okay. Some event. Say, as a professor, I may organize a conference. Now, what will happen? Both these persons, now we are talking of two types of persons, type A, type B, let us say. Both the persons will have some targets. Oh, I have to have so many papers, I have to have so many speakers, so much is the revenue I have to collect, so many nice things must happen in the conference. They will set the goal. Both of them will set the goal. Both of them will put their effort. Whatever is required. You have to call somebody, you have to make a panel discussion, you have to call a big speaker so that more crowd will come. You will have to invite papers that has to be properly studied and made sure these are good papers which can be tabled. All these what both will do. No difference. Both will do the same thing. But the crucial difference will come. Let us now say what is type A and type B. Both of them actually want results. By the way, please understand that. Never get an impression that karma pala asanga, if you take out, that means you don't need results. I never said that. Krishna never said that. This is the confusion we get. All of us want results. We work for prayojanam anudishya mandopi na pravartate. There is one shloka. Without prayojana, a dull head also will not work. Like that, there is one Sanskrit shloka. Prayojanam anudishya mandahapi na pravartate. Everybody goes after prayojana. So this type B man also is interested in results. He also wants the conference to happen well. Good papers, great speakers come. This type A also wants the same thing. There's no difference between the two. Where is the difference? The difference is first man, type A, thinks he has to do it. It is It is he who will actually get it done. Which means he puts on his head all responsibilities of including the outcome. Including the outcome. So if the conference, let us say all these happened, the other man was not like that. Other man says conference has to be done. These are A, B, C, D, E. He said process approach. A, B, C, D, E to be done, I will do it properly. What has to be done, I'll put the best foot forward. The second man, what he said was, he said, I am also looking for results, but he had a wisdom. That wisdom is, let us see on the day when results come. Why am I thinking about results every day? From the day I announce the conference, 3 months time is there. This first man, every day he is tense. Because he is no responsible. He thinks if something bad happened, it was because of him. The whole world will think that he is a useless. So many things will attach on us. The moment this karma pala is attached on you, so many things will be attached on you. Then if something slightest happened somewhere, you take exception to it, you shout. Because you see that the raga, bhaya, krodha, all will come down. Okay, I am now feeling very tense. Because I feel the entire result is in my hands. This is type A. Type B, he has the wisdom. He says, I will put all the efforts. I want results. But on the judgment day, the type B has all that wisdom to take it. The type A, by the time judgment day comes, he is dead tired. You have to admit him in the hospital because he has so much of stress he has gone through in 3 months. So the type B, karmani akarmaha pashyet. What happened to type B now? So much of work he did, it didn't tire him. But I have seen such people are very energetic. Because that fear, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, everything is out. Because they are all coming only when you put everything on your head. Type B knew that Daivam cha atra pancham. He knew that. I will put the best foot forward. I very much want results. On the judgment day, nothing can shake me. Nothing can shake me. Good results come, Edricha Labha Santushta. Now I am in a plane of Edricha Labha, not a pre-planned expectation. I'm saying, let me do. I think this is a good conference to be done. As a professor, I must do it. I will contact the best number of people. So many things can happen. Sometimes, half a dozen people call sick. On the day of the conference, I normally go through it. On the day of the conference, day before, 4 speakers are out. Out, not that out. They are not coming. They are not coming inside. They are out of the conference. Okay. Now the type A man is gone. That night he will fire his daughter and wife and whoever comes in front of him. He will all be blasting because he is agitated. The results is agitating him. So for him, actually the quality of work will come down, by the way. Because this tension, these so many forces will come. That is what Krishna is saying. That is why the hallmark of you mastering karma yoga is karmani akarmaha yakapashyat. You actually found that the work did not tire you. Rather, you went through it as though it has to be. The 4 slokas 19, 20, 21, 22 exactly tells how to get there. Because karmani akarma is a very complicated concept. That's why Krishna said, let it be there. I will tell you what you will do, you will be like that. So, if I am able to little bit separate this karma pala from karma, then what will happen is the karmani akarmana will happen. The work, the quantum of work I put and the amount of tiredness I have will travel in opposite direction. I will put more work, I will get less tired. Now, as it happens, just look at this logic. If my distractions are now the type A person is full of distraction. But every moment he has a fear. Once something happened, oh, this will go. Now I have to sort it out. The tension, fear, and all that are for type A persons. When the type B person have all those energies are not there. I mean, all those thoughts are not there. What will he do with his thought now? There is so much of energy in him. That is when he will start thinking what is behind it. We get deeper. Our insights become deeper. In order for insights to become deeper, the tension must go out, no? With tension, how can you think of insights? When the tension is out of you, there's so much of time with you, the mind is clean. That is like us. Who is doing this work? We have never asked who question at all in our life. We asked what and how and why. Who is a very profound question. Ramana Maharishi asked who. Who is the only question? Any question people ask, Ramana Maharishi will ask, you find out who is the questioner. Who is a very important question. What, how, and why will give you scientific discoveries. Who will give you Atmajnana? You can ask who. For example, if you take this body has the most complicated engineering processes in place. The child is 5 months, 20 weeks. There is a small lump like this, size of this much soft tissue, that folds 256 times as it grows to make a 4-compartment valve called heart. Science tells what and how. Nobody asked who did it. Ask in life, you ask who, you will become spiritual. Never ask what and how and why. That will tell you outside world. If you ask who, it will take you inside. That is what akarmani karma. So for the second person it will happen because he has now his energy is conserved. Chitta ekagrata will happen because he is not bothered about so many things. At the end of the day, it may be utter failure. He will go home, nothing will happen. He will go home, not shout at anyone. Type B. Type A, I don't know whether he will reach home. Halfway something can happen also. We'll have to take him to Apollo or then they'll ask, do you have insurance? That's the first question they will ask. They never ask you what is your ailment. What is your plan? First tell me your plan, then we'll think about your treatment plan. Anyway, so that is this karmani and that karmani. So in order that we somehow realize this akarmani karmaya, how do we get that state? That's where the 12 beautiful principles are given. Jnanagni dagdaha, edricha labha santushtaha, vimassaraha, dvandvatitaha, siddha asiddho samabhavaha, kama sankalpa varjita bhavaha. Yesterday we saw those 12. So they are very practical examples. Instead of worrying about karmani, akarmaha, yahapashet, about that, Krishna immediately took us, don't worry about that. If you do it, you'll know it by experience rather than know it by knowledge. Jnana is of no use. Vijnana is very important. Vijnana is Vishesha Jnana. See, sugar, there's no point in reading. Don't keep on reading the chemical properties, physical properties, what is sugar. Put 1 spoon of sugar on your tongue. That anubhuti is different. Any amount of reading sugar will not give you that experience until you put 1 spoon of sugar on your mouth. So Krishna says, use these 12 principles. Now you'll understand the shloka, don't worry. So I think that is very central because that is the only bridge for going from karma to jnana. Today we are going to get the transition of karma to jnana with the shlokas. Before that, for the 12, 5, 6 of them I have taken. And I want to give an example. Because Krishna should not say something which is impossible. He will never say anything that is not possible. He will say things which are very much eminently that we can try and practice. So I thought of a few examples for 6, 7 out of the 12, which I will go through. Kama sankalpa varjita. People ask, is it possible to be beyond desire and sankalpa? Now, in all occasions, when you do service to someone who was responsible for what you are today, it may be your teacher, your parents, it may be that well-wisher, that uncle, or that elder brother. When you do something to them, there is neither kama, there is no sankalpa. All such examples where people made a difference to me in life. When we want to do something to them, the last thing we bring into the equation is kama and sankalpa. Because it is a dedicated service. So Krishna says, develop that manobhava. If you can develop that manobhava, we can do. Why are we doing only for one situation? We have experimented. We have the experience. So kama sankalpa varjita bhava is a bhava in which you say, it is a service. Anything that I do is service. Please get your salary, but think it is a service. Then this will happen. The kama and sankalpa can be taken out. Because that's what we do with people like this. Karma pala asanga. Shining example is this great creation called Mother. Mother is the only entity ever known to mankind, not only in the distant past, ever in the future also, where the mother will never ask what is in it for me. That prema and that preeti with which the mother attends to a child cannot be explained in any other ways. The mother will not say, I am tending my child for the next 3 months, what will I will get? If such a thing happens, society will be shut down that day. The goodness of the society is because of mothers. Because of that. Kama, Sankalpa, Karma, Pala, Asanga has nothing to do in the dictionary of a mother. That is the greatness of a mother. So that is the Bhava. That is why Matru Devo Bhava. Only then Pitru Devo Bhava. The order is very, very important. Matru Devo Bhava. Pitru Devo Bhava. Acharya Devo Bhava and then Atiti Devo Bhava. It is, that's why, Janani Janma Bhute, Swarganapi Gariyasi is what, after the war, it is not in Valmiki Ramayana, it is in some Subhashita. People think it is in Valmiki Ramayana, it is not. The story is when Rama killed Ravana, when Vibhishana offered, he said, no, Janani Janma Bhumischa, Swarganapi Gariyasi. So you keep it. This is your Janma Bhumi, you keep it. The Janani and the Janma Bhumi are the greatest. So that is a shining example for taking out karma, pala connection and throw it out. Nitya Trupta. There are occasions in every one of our life. There are occasions where we feel full. It may be for a fraction of a minute. It may be certain special occasion. There is a feeling of fullness. That time you will experience it. What is the feeling of fullness? It is the Nitya Tripta Bhava. It happens. Occasions are different kinds. But when that happens, we feel full. So whenever we feel full, we will be Nitya Tripta. So if you can develop that Bhava for the work that you do, that is possible. The feeling of fullness of life is very important. Despite so many disappointments, so many challenges that can happen in the outside world, what prevents me from having that fullness? This is where these great, Sant Mahapurushas like Ramana Maharishi and Ramanuja Paramahamsa are very important. You measure by your material standards, they will be lower than the worst destitute and a pauper. But what high level of standard they have demonstrated by what they are doing. Because that is, they lived with a life of fullness. Living a life of fullness is our choice. We don't need anybody's permission. We need nobody's permission to live a life of fullness. Not at all required. It is a choice I have to make today, no. Then the Nitya Trupta Bhava will come. Nirashraya. One who believes that his or her work is God's work, not what is written in Vidhana Soda. That is different. They have also written like that. Government work is God's work. Which God they are talking, I do not know. But they are also saying, but I am saying, if you do, that's why, I went to a factory 10 years back. I visited about 200, 300 factories. I went to that factory. It's called Polyhydron. It is in, Belgaum. I went in, first of all, there was no watchman. So it was like going to somebody's house. These days, somebody's house also in a multi-apartment complex, you can't have. I just went there. Nobody stopped me. I just went there. I just parked there. And then there was a portico. So I went and asked him to park the car. I got down. As I was about to go in, there was a board on this side. The board said, please leave your chappal and shoes and ego here and come in and step in. It was written like that. So I left my shoes there. I went in. I had a 7 hours of interview with that person, which I have written in a very nice article called Spirituality in Business. Okay. His whole factory is called Business Ashrama. I asked, why do you use the word ashram? What is the specialty of this word ashram? He made a simple statement. He said, sir, if you go to a temple or a place of worship, right? Nobody needs to be given instruction to others how to behave. That's the only place where everybody feels responsible, they know what to do. You don't have to. So that is the God's work. That's why if you have that, you are nirashraya. You need to depend on nothing. You have a sense of that. Humility will come because it is God's work. And it was like ashrama. There is a meditation hall. He says, my employees can anytime go and sit in the meditation hall and do meditations. Beautiful meditation hall. All those were there. So God's work. We should think every work that we do is the God's work. The Arpana Buddhi I come today. That is the main theme. You have given me a chit 2 days back. Tyakta sarva parigraha. That we have learned from poor people. Because they have nothing, they behave like that. And what is that we have learned from them? We have learned from them that there is no premium in life. Don't understand it in a negative sense. Understand it in a positive sense. The moment you think there is no premium in life, you will develop, you will embrace Tyakta Sarva Parigraha. All this sense of entitlement will go. This is mine, I have to know it, and this is my, items, this is my fame, my name, my property, my power, my position. All that we have to give up. That will happen only when we internally feel there is no premium for life. That's very, very important. If you develop that attitude, this parigraha will come just like that. Aparigraha will come. You can just leave out things. So like these, many examples can be thought about. All that Krishna is saying is use these 12 simple yardsticks. Take a few janmas, no hurry. Take a few janmas to practice it and perfect it. Make an honest beginning. And chapter 6, he said, I will take you, I will never leave you. I will take you all the time with me. Don't worry. I will never leave you. Your effort will never go wasted. So people ask, so is it too late? Nothing is too late. Nothing is too late because our thing is not Semitic religion, not one janma. We have a long way to go. So when we have a long way to go, there is nothing. This is only every janma is only a comma. There is no full stop. It's only a comma. So why are we bothered? Nothing is too late. We can start. And Krishna assured in chapter 6 that we will continue. I will make sure that every good effort that you put will never go wasted. I will make sure it is. I will strict account keeping I will do and give it back to you through your asanas and samskaras. It will continue. So these simple ideas he gave. Now the question is, if we do all these nice things, these 12 principles, what will happen? Although he said karmani, akarmaha and all that, what will happen is we will develop that true detached attachment. What it means is no way we'll abstain from work. This is a big misconception people have. If you take away your attention from the fruits, karma pala, from the karma pala, if you take your attention, it doesn't mean you will stop doing action. You will stop worrying about results. When it comes, as and when it comes, if it comes. That's all will happen. In fact, on the contrary, I think when karma pala asanga is removed, people work with a lot more energy. All this tension is gone. All these vitaraga, bhaya, krodha will happen. You don't have to worry about anything because all those are gone. So Krishna says that in the next shloka. So if we see the next shloka, 1 minute. Yeah, okay. Somebody has annotated something on the screen. Edricha labha santushtaha. Greatest example is 2-year-old child. We have to learn from the 2-year-old child. The strength of a 2-year-old child is edricha labha. It doesn't plan for anything. By the turn, it keeps on playing with something. Moment you take it away, the child immediately will turn. It will get on to something which you may think useless, but the child will find infinite joy in that. Child, by every moment, it lives in edricha labha, not a planned labha. Once you become a little older, this planned labha comes and spoils our peace of mind. Krishna says, live like a child. Edricha labha. That is of joy. Learn from a 2-year-old child. We have all done it. We have lost it as we grew. We lost those subtlety. The child is much more subtle. See, it is like yesterday I said the bag of karma. You know how it exactly works. You take a bag and go from here to Hyderabad or Chennai or something for a 1 week trip. That's just imagine like that. What will happen? You take the bag and then you go your lodge or your relative's place or something. You first keep the bag. Maybe you sit there and generally sort of maybe rest a little bit, train journey or flight journey, whatever. Then after some time, you slowly open the bag. First thing you take is your toothbrush and toothpaste. Correct? And if you are there for a few more days, slowly the bag will come, all items will come out. Because the shirt will come, the pant will come, the night dress will come. So if you are there for 4 or 5 days, more or less the bag is emptied. On the day you go, you pack everything. This is exactly what we do. When the child is born, for first 6 months or 3 months, for 3 months, it doesn't take charge of the body. It does not open the bag. The prarabdha is not yet opened. The child is absolute purity. Because it doesn't even know who it is. It cannot even see. We do many things and bring it into the world. Very quickly we'll do that. We'll really put this child on a 6-hour drill to show it is the eye. So you tell the child, take charge of your body now. The child takes about 6 months to take charge of the body. Only then the vyavahara starts. It is like bag is not yet opened. The toothpaste is like saying, oh, this is the eye, this is the hand. Slowly we start. Today we have taken the full bag out. That is what happens. So the 2-year child is very close to purity. That's why the behavior of 2-year child is all very close to purity. That's the Edricha lava is coming from that. So now Krishna says what will happen. Next shloka. Gata sangasya muktasya jnanavastita chetasaha yajnaya charata karma samagram praviliyate. Krishna says, if you diligently follow those 12 principles, then you will detach yourself from these karma pala related complications. And akarmani karma, all that will happen. Now he brings one more very important concept, which we will see and continues from here. It goes up to 32nd shloka. How much ever possible, we will see. He says, Gata Sangasya, the 12 you practice, you become a Gata Sangha now. Sangam Gatam. Your connection with the fruits are gone now. You have learned the art. That's why he is the one who has severed his connection with Pala. The Sangha, Pala Asanga, he is the Gata Sangha. It's gone. Because he diligently followed those 12 principles and reached a fair state of that possibility. Then what happens? He is liberated now. Because all these tensions, these all kama, krodha, lobha, I gave the type A example now. The type A is gone now. So you are mukta now. Now you finally find, I have my energy, I am myself. See, Charaka Samhita, 2600 years back, gave a definition for health. Now health andre swasthya anta health. In all languages we say swasthya. Is it not? Health is swasthya. You know what is Charaka's definition of health? It says, Swasmin karmani, swasmin stane, stiyate iti swasthya. You be yourself, that is called being healthy. Swasmin karmani, you do what? According to your nature, what needs to be done, you do. Swasmin stane, you have to be in a place which is appropriate to you. Stiyate, you are there. Iti swasthyam. So that is what will happen now. You will rediscover yourself at last. Because all these distractions are now not there. If these distractions are not there, you become a mukta. You become potentially a mukta. So Gata Sangasya Muktasya, only then Jnana Avastha will come. A mind which has a lot of tension, a mind which goes through a lot of ups and downs on account of so many reasons, which primarily start from my Pala Asanga. A mind which goes through all these cannot receive knowledge. Please understand. receive knowledge, your mind must be in its natural state without too much of vibration. That is why Gata Sangasya Muktasya Jnana Avastha he will be ready. Only then he will be ready for Jnana Avastha. Because this is distracting us all the time. A peaceful mind only can receive knowledge. A mind which is disturbed with 100 reasons for 100 things, how can it receive knowledge? That knowledge it receives will be apara vidya, temporary for your earning, which will perish after some time. When you say jnana here, it is para vidya, not apara vidya. It is a permanent knowledge which reveals you your true nature. That knowledge and all we cannot receive with a mind which is very disturbed, a mind which is distracted for 100 reasons. How can you actually have true knowledge flourishing there? That's why Gata Sangasya Muktasya, a person who is like that, his mind is chetas, chit, and his chetas is in a jnana avastha. It will go there. He is ready now. That's what Krishna is saying. He is saying Gata Sangasya Muktasya jnana avastita chetasa yajnaya acharataha. This transformation that happened, the 12 principles which we taught, will bring him to an understanding that life is nothing but a yajna, maha yajna. We are doing ahuti every second in our life. Please understand, life is a big yajna. We are only putting ahuti. That is the arpana part. We are putting ahuti. Life is an yajna in which we are making offerings. Next 7 shlokas going to tell you all kinds of offerings. We'll come to it. But he says that such a person who understood all that, he will see every action is actually an yajna. That is what in the 9th shloka in chapter 3 he said. Yajnartam karma lokan anyatra karma bandhana tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. That's what he said in the 9th shloka in chapter 3. Gata sangasya muktasya yajna bhavaha bhavati. He will understand the world, every moment of what happens is a great yajna in which ahuti is being given. That is what he will immediately understand. Oh, this is what it is. This is the bridge for jnana. This is jnana karma sannyasa yoga. No? From karma, how do you bridge to jnana? Step 1, karma pala asanga. Step 2, your mind is ready to receive the knowledge. Step 3, you understand the work as being a great yajna that you are doing by the moment by moment it is yajna. That is when the jnana is going to sprout in your mind. This is the necessary condition for the jnana to sprout in our mind. The vagaries of work has to be silenced first, settled. Use the 12 principles to settle the vagaries of work. Once the vagaries of work are settled, your mind is free now. When the mind is free, you will be ready to actually receive the knowledge. And such a person will understand every split moment of my life is a great yajna in which something is happening. So they see everything as an arpana. That is called the real arpana buddhi that people talk about. So that is what he says, samagram karma samagram praviliyate, which means this bag cannot fill any more now. We had only dip the existing tank and fill it in finite time, exhaust it in finite time. Problem, what is the problem we are facing today? We bring a small bag and take back a big bag. Now what Krishna is saying, when you bring a bag, it will be 100% empty, which means this tank is going to get empty after some time, a few janmas. We do not know how many janmas. That's why he says, samagram praviliyate. Completely this notion of karma and its effect on us will all dissolve. See, I want to tell you one more thing. This word karma has 2 meanings. They are self-generating from itself only. First meaning is action. Because I interchangeably use these. I want you to be very clear about this. Sometimes when I use the word karma, I say action. Sometimes when you say karma, it is what you accumulated out of the action, which is the sanchita karma, agami karma. So the karma is used for both. So here when he says samagram karmam praviliyate, it says your accumulated vasanas and karmas will start going. It will evaporate. This is the only way you can overcome this cycle of birth and death. And only when you do it, that's what in Ishavasya Upanishad day 1 I said, In Isavashya Upanishad, he said, Avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya amritamashnute. First, you have to stop this process of birth and death. Only then the knowledge will sprout and you will get liberated. Vidyaya amritamashnute. Avidyaya mrityum. So, karma yoga is avidya. Because it only stops this birth and death process. It has not liberated you, but it prepares the ground, ideal condition for the jnana to sprout. So that is what Krishna is saying here. So he is saying Gata Sangaha. A Gata Sangaha will become a Mukta, obviously. Okay? That Mukta will now be ready for jnana. Because these distractions are gone now. It was bothering him every now and then. All those botherings have subsided. So he is ready. Then he will do karma from a spirit of yajna. Arpana buddhi will come. It's all maha yajna that I am part of it. That's what will happen. He will do it like a yajna. So sarvam samagram karmam praviliyate. This will become a tapering ground now. Instead of going like this, it will go like this. It will taper. This is the secret Krishna is saying about karma. Understand the secret. Otherwise, endlessly we will be doing. We are in the same place. We would not move one step forward. Sometimes we might have moved 2 steps backward by these wrong choices. So he reveals this secret first. Understand how to handle work. Because this is the biggest building block in our evolution. We end up doing so many things, not thinking about these things in life. Krishna brings all these ideas. Be a little careful. The quality of our work, quality of our vyavahara will slowly change. Let us not feel very, desperate about anything. We have come into the room. We are all blessed by the Lord and the Sai Baba. We are on the road. Let it happen. We don't have to put any, targets and results. We are there. That is what he says. So now he wants to elaborate. What is this? How do you see karma? What karma is an yajna? He has talked about all possible ways you can actually see an yajna lens to everything that we do. So he has taken about 6-7 shlokas. Beautifully, he brings all those ideas. One of the very important shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. A lot of people recite it. Brahmarpanam brahma kavihi brahmagno brahmanahutam brahmaiva tena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. First, what Krishna did is he raised you to he said sky is the limit. First, let me put you to what kind of yajna you can do. Then he started coming down. First, he went to the sky. He said sky is the limit. What did he say? He said Brahma Arpanam. Arpanam is the process. Now we are talking about an yajna. You take an yajna, there is a process. It's called Arpanam. He says the Arpanam is also Brahman. Brahman is the Arpanam. The whole process is Brahman. Brahma Arpanam. In any yajna, there is a havis. And there, if you do a Sudarshana Homa, you have to put, Jagri Pongal. If you do a Sri Sukta Homa, you have to put a lotus, like that. If you do a Ganapati Homa, then there is the Sapta Vastu. Modaka, Desa, Bella, Ella, says Kundu Hakbiku. So, Pratyundu, for every Yajna, Homa, Vidhi there. So, Havis. He says Havis is also Brahman. Brahma Arpana, the process is Brahman. What is being offered, the Padartha which is being offered, that is also Brahman. Brahma Havihi. The Agni is also, you offer only in an Agni, no? He says Agni is also Brahman. Brahma Agno, you offer in an Agni called Brahman. Okay? The person who is offering is also Brahman. Brahmana Hutam. So the person who is offering is also Brahman. The process of offering is Brahman. What is being offered is Brahman. The medium in which you are offering is also Brahman. Then he says, that does it reach? It reaches Brahman. Brahmaiva tena gantavyam. The destination for your offering also is Brahman. Okay? And for whom is this? He says, Brahma karma samadhina. A person who reached that karma samadhi, he will see Brahman. Everywhere he will see Brahman. So he says, that these 12 principles, if you do, and yajnaya acharatah, if you understand the world is an yajna, this is your final destination. You will see only Brahman everywhere. The offerer is Brahman, the offered is Brahman, what is being offered is Brahman, the medium is Brahman, the destination is Brahman. So he says, you will see that oneness finally. That is the ultimate realization. The jnanasya antima padam is being indicated in this. He said that is what will happen. That everything you will see that everything is. See, Rigveda has 10,772 mantras. Rigveda is the biggest. Samhita, 10,772 mantras. Of that, about I think 40, maybe more than 40%. See, there are different devatas to whom the hymns. Rigveda are only hymns. Suktas, they are all different suktas. 40% or more of that, the devata is Agni. That's the biggest god. Of all the devatas for whom the hymns are there, it is the Agni is the largest. But the first mantra is exactly this mantra. This Agnim ile purohitam yajnasya deva mridvijam hotaram ratnadhatamam. Same meaning. Agnim ile, let me worship Agni. He is the Hotara, he is a Ratnadhatama. The same meaning is there in that mantra, first mantra of Rigveda. Agnim ile, he is the Purohitam. He is a Purohit. The same mantra, what you see here, is the first mantra of Rigveda. Why? Because even when you do a proper yajna in that sense of the term, okay? See, today, if you send any money, there is a Western Union money transfer. You put money here, it goes where it has to go. Or you have PayPal, or some such thing. Or you have Beam, you have Paytm. You put the money, ಅವರು ತರಕಾರಿ ಕೊಡೋರ ಇದೇ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಯ್ತು, ನೀವು ಒಂದು ದೀಪಾರಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. Because there is one QR code or something. In the same way, the Ahuti, the only courier for any devata is Agni. Agni is the only courier for reaching any devata. The front end is always Agni only. That's why in Rigveda, Agni is there in 40% of the mantras. He is the courier. He is the one who, that's why the first mantra is praising Agni. Agni le purohitam yajnasya deva mritvijam hotaram ratnadhatamam. That is the same mantra here. Instead of Agni, global replace Agni with Brahman. Then the Rigveda first mantra is this shloka. But what Krishna is saying here is, he says, when all action you do will get into the samadhi of Brahman, you will get that. That is the ultimate pinnacle of your jnana. To bring that concept, he used Brahman for everything. But in the process also, he introduced the concept of yajna and various components of yajna. That's what is coming through this shloka. So we will see that picture now. What are all the things that constitute an yajna? Because only then we can understand the following shlokas. So we'll see some of those components of an yajna which is coming here. So if you take an yajna, any yajna, you need a karta first. There's a yajamana. There's a karta called yajamana. Okay. Then you need a medium, which is always Agni. Yajna is done always in Agni. Just now I told. Agni is the medium. There is a vastu, havis. Some vastu has to be offered in the yajna. Some vastu is required. Then there is the devata who is receiving it. Agni may take it, but it is intended for a devata. These are the essential. So Brahma, Panam Brahma, Brahma, Agno Brahma, Anutam, Brahma, Vadena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhi, you can fit it here. Everywhere it is Brahman now. Agni is Brahman, the doer is Brahman, the receiver is Brahman, the vastu is also Brahman, the process is also Brahman. That's what the shloka is saying. But there is a very, very important other part which we need to understand. See, Vedic people, for them, yajna was very, very important in their life. Why? Because it symbolizes something very, very important. So what is the effect of a yajna? So now we'll talk about an effect of an yajna. What happens in a yajna? First thing is, you will always find after a yajna, everything becomes bhasma. It is indicating something to us. Sarvam bhasmamayam gatam. Everything is melted away into nothingness. That is what it is indicating. ಏನೇನೋ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಪೂರ್ಣಾಹುತಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಯಾರಿ ಒಂದು ಕೋಕೋನಟ್ ಅದು ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಸ್ಮ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Don't you experience that? Some big homas they put so many. Yesterday I was telling gandhi sacks of something. All of them will become bhasma only finally. So the first thing we should understand is a yajna leads to what is called total annihilation of everything. That is the sukshmartha and the symbolism of an yajna. Second, this Purohit, whenever he says the mantra, you have to watch very closely. Purohit who is officiating in many times, even in all families, what happens is Purohit only does. We socialize. Finally, he says, "Sir, come. There is Deeparadhana." Then we'll leave socialization for a moment and come and come here. If you watch what he says, he will say, "Indraya idam namama, Prajapataye idam namama, Suryaye idam namama, Mrityave idam namama." Whenever he gives an offering to the god, it always ends with the termination called na mama. It's not mine. Not mine, not mine, not mine. That is the symbolism of the yajna. How do you develop the aparigraha and karma phala asanga, the giving of asanga? You need some practice in life. You can't keep on reading Bhagavad Gita. You need some practices. Only through practice things will come. Even in our, it's our management institute, we teach, but sometimes we have to take them through practice. By teaching, you cannot get. You need some practical experience. In Chinmaya Vishwavidyapit, we put a very nice system. What we did was, we said Guru Purnima Day every year is called Vedaramba Day. This time we made 125 students, each one of them do Homa. We arranged it. And the students are stunned because reading about Homa is one, sitting and doing Homa is another. They all felt very good because we told them the padarthas we have to do this. They got very involved. We are not giving that experience to ourselves and to our children. We said every year we'll have a Vedaramba. 125 students. This time we kept 25 altars and then 5 people will sit on 5 sides. We were all of us are running here and there giving them the padartha. We are very keen that should happen. We all got into the act and got it done. So we have to practice. So na mama, which means developing a sense of detachment. So this is the Taparya of, that's why in chapter 18 of Bhagavad Gita, he says, Yajnadana tapah karma kartavyam, pavanani manishinam. 2 things. Karyam kartavyam eva tat. He says, Yajnodana tapah karma pavanani manishinam. It will only purify you. Why will it purify you? Because it makes you understand these things. Everything will melt into that Brahman finally. Everything will finally reach Brahman, and this Namama is a very, very important. That's why Yajna and Dana, that's why I said in every ritual, everything that is done, there is a Yajna and there is a Dana. That's the only way aparigraha will come. Unless we practice, it will not come. First time we'll find it very difficult to give 100 rupees. Second time 100 rupees will be slightly easier. Third time maybe 200 also we'll give. Third complaining. So that experience will come only when we try it. So Krishna is also bringing a concept of ritual. Ritual has all these components. Now what he has taken this framework. And he said, your bridge from karma to jnana. The bridge is you seeing your world as a great altar in which you are doing yajna. Now when you say you are doing yajna, then you have to ask what are these items. That is what in every shloka is bringing different things to show you, look at everything like this. Then you will transform yourself. So we'll see 4 shlokas are there. 4 different types of yajnas are being talked about. Daivameva pare yajnam yogina paryupasate brahmagnava pare yajnam yajnenaivopajuhvati. He brings the first variety. He tells Arjuna, I'll tell you different ways by which you can understand it. Type 1. These yoginah, Daivam apare yoginah, others, some other yogis, okay? Daivam paryupasate. Okay? Daivam yajnam paryupasate. They do an yajna which is very external, a typical type of an yajna, where you have an altar, you invoke a devata. It can be Prajapati, Vishnu, Lakshmi, different homas are there. You can Nrisimha, you can do Sudarshana Homa, all these Ganesha Homa, Rudra Homa, means different devatas can be invoked, and he says that is one way you can understand it. But when you do it, understand these three things. Namama, you must come. That's why at the end of yajna there is a dana. If you don't give a dana, the whole yajna goes for waste. In fact, in our Sanatana Dharma, any act you do, if you don't end with dana, that act is gone, finished. Vyartha. That is why, sometimes you find where this bro is arguing so much of money, we may think like that. I mean, it has been part of the system. The culture is that. The culture is that by giving and giving and giving, only you will develop aparigraha. By keeping, you can never, this asanga will never come otherwise. You have to try. I mean, yata shakti kurvantu. Tattva niha vishaya. You do yata shakti. We don't have to, all of us have to do the same thing. Kuchela brought only some, beaten rice in a torn cloth. We saw it, no, on day 2. He brought beaten rice in a torn cloth. Nobody looks at the quality of what you bring or the quantity of it. It is yata shakti bhava purvakam. Bhava purvakam yata shakti. The spirit is more important. When the spirit is there, the best substance will be always brought. I take great exception to this quoting of this shloka by a lot of people. Patram pushpam palam doyam yome bhaktya prayachiti. People say that to show their indifference to God, to show their indifference to put Shraddha, they bring nothing. No. Krishna has said Patram pushpam palam doyam. But he said yome bhaktya prayachiti. If you have true bhakti, you will go to the best possible option, not to the least common minimum program. Whereas today, for us, puja has become a common minimum program. Because in our scheme of things, God is not there. It's the pathetic thing. We do ashraya of things which are meant for vyavahara. Money is for vyavahara. Sampat, these material riches are for vyavahara. We do ashraya of that. We even pay locker fees. A lot of them keep it in so many quantities. It is called ashraya. And we do vyavahara of God. God has become a very transactional entity now. Huge transactions happen around God. So God has become vyavahara, and what has to be in vyavahara has become ashraya. Ulta. That's not what it is. Here he is saying, you offer yajna to the devas through the cardinal principle of yajna, but when you do it, understand that the purpose of doing it is to develop that sense of detachment, and also to see at the end of it everything will go into nothingness. Therefore, we should see something bigger than what we are seeing. See, we are so much worried about tomorrow's effect, today's afternoon, next month what will happen. All of them will annihilate. That's what the yajna is telling us. Everything will go into nothingness. Basmam, sarvam basmam. That is what it is communicating to us. So when we do the yajna, this thought must overpower us. So that is an external yajna. Then in the second line, he says you can do it inside. You don't have to do outside. He says Brahma, there is a Brahmagni. This Jatar Agni, this Agni is called Jatar Agni when you do digestion. But this Agni is actually, the direct representation of, that's why until you live, that heat is there, 97.6 whatever. That 97.6 is Brahmagni. So he says some people offer yajna here. That's a very high level. He says Brahmagno aparehe yajnena yajnam upajuhvati. With their body, they offer their body to that. That is why only in this country, when eating, you can say that shloka. Aham vaishvanaro bhutva praninam deham ashitaha prana pana samadrutva pacham yannam chaturvidam. We say that. Annapurne Sada. Why are you saying all that? Because for us, eating is a great act of yajna. For the Vaishwanara, we are making an ahuti. If you start eating like that, you will stop eating all kinds of nonsense. Please understand that. If you develop that bhava, that you put food into your stomach because you are making an ahuti to Vaishwanara. He's called Vaishwanara when he is in waking state. Read Mandukya Upanishad, you will find Taijasa, Vaishwanara, Turiya, all those are there. So if you, the day you think that what I eat is an ahuti, that's why life is ahuti every time. The day you think what you eat is an ahuti, you will be careful in putting what padartha you have to put as ahuti. You don't throw everything. I see some prohis even do that. After the yajna is over, they collect all kupai and then put it into the. They have not thought about things. You should not put anything into that altar. That means you have lost the divinity. You have not understood what it is. It is not a place to sweep and then clean it and put it there. Some people do it unwittingly. That bhava is missing. So if you eat like that, you will eat very differently. And that will have a magical effect on your mind. Chandogya Upanishad says, what you eat will dramatically change your mind. Chandogya Upanishad says that. So this is, in the Brahmagni, you can make an yajna. Yajna what? All that you are doing is offered inside. Now you'll start doing things a little carefully. That's what the meaning of it. So one is external, other is internal. At a high level, he put two types of yajna. Then he gets into much more detail. Shrotradin Indriyan Yanye Samyamaknishu Juhvati Shabdadin Vishayan Anya Indriyagnishu Juhvati. In Sanskrit, if a ekara, A, is followed by the alphabet, A will go. The second line, you see what is happening. Shabdadin Vishayan Anye. If you do a Sandhi Vicheda, you should say Anye. Since there is a E after that, which is a vowel, the Ekara will go. There is one sutra for it. The Ekara will go. That's why in Sandhi, the Ekara will go. If you stop it, you have to say Shabdadin Vishayan Anye, because you are stopping. Now you are breaking. In one go, if you say Ekara is not required. If you break it, Sandhi rules will apply. Okay, so if you look up Padacheda, there is Anye. It's Anye. Okay. Anyway, so Shrotradi, Adi means in Sanskrit, Adi means ... Etal. In English, Etal they say. Adi means ... A, B, C, D and ... like that. Putradi means Putra and a few more. So here he says Shrotradin. Shrotra Adin. Shrotra is what? Hearing. Hearing, the capability of hearing. When you say Adi, that means he's talking about the Pancha Jnanendriyas. Same group only you can club, no? So one moment you say Adi and then the plural of it, Adin, Shrotra-Adin, means he's talking about the 5 Jnanendriyas. Okay? Hearing and other senses. That's what in English, it is being written like that. Shotradin Indriyani Anye, all other Indriyas like that. So if that is the vastu you are going to put, what is the Agni? The Agni is called self-control. So he is giving a picturesque view of how you can deal your life. He has taken the altar as the simile. He has taken that framework and fitting everything into it now. So he says there is an Agni called Samyama Agni. That fire of self-control. In that fire of self-control, you constantly do ahuti of your indriyas, which means the day you want to control yourself, you see, oh, this is what it is. What I see, what I comment are all ahutis I am giving. That's the meaning. And if you want to give it in any other Agni, it will all go all over the place. If you take the Agni as Samyama Agni, which means I have taken a vow to control my indriyas, and you start making these ahuti, you will get controlled. That's what he is coming to. Okay? So, Shrotradi Indriyani Anye, The Agni, because in Yajna requires Agni, requires a Vastu. That's the framework he has taken. Then he says, Shabdadin. See, this is called Indriya. The one it reaches is called Indriyartha. Shabda is the Indriyartha for Shrotram. In other words, the world of sound is the raw material for the faculty called hearing. Is it not? The world of sound is the raw material for a faculty called hearing. The world of colors and shapes and names is the raw material for the faculty called eyes. So in the first line, he talked about the organs. Second line, he talked about the raw material, which is connected to the corresponding organ. That's why he said, again, he said Adi. Means you take one-to-one correspondence. Shabda, he showed Shrotra and Shabda are one group. You say Netra and Drishya. You'll say, Vaktram and, taste, whatever, Ruchi. Like that, you can keep on seeing. You can say Nasika and, Vasana, smell or whatever. That you add. So in the first line, he talked about the organs. He said organs can be controlled if you see this whole process as there is an altar. The Agni is control in which you are making this ahuti. If you start thinking like that, your self-control will come. Then he says, Shabdadin Vishayan. Those are the Vishayas. The Vishayas are coming from outside. Sabdadin Vishayan Anye Indriya Agnishu Juhvati. What is the meaning of this? He says, the day you think that what comes from outside in the form of name and shape is only a raw material to my eye, it should not affect me. This is where the yajna is happening. The yajna is happening here. Don't take it, carry it too forward. Guna guneshu vartante iti matva dharayan. In Bhagavad Gita, he is saying in some other place. This is a nature. Guna, Ramana Murishi, people were like that. Oh, it is its nature, it will do like that. I am going to step out from, as though I can step out from that. We don't know how to step out from that. We are attached. We have kept the yellow color flower by the side of the spatika. So it is always yellow. We don't know how to take the flower and keep it away. That can be done with this yajna. Shabdadin Vishayananya Indriya Agnisujupate. The day I think, oh, all these Indriyarthas are meant for Indriya. Why am I attaching my sense of I-ness into it and mess up my own life? That people say whatever they want to say, does it even travel in? How is it like? It is like this. Imagine there is one, in hospitals you will see that there is one machine. On cinema also they will show. They will show one like this. Quing, 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 some sound will come and some waves will go. Heartbeat or something. Imagine that machine is connected to your heart. Moment it is connected, this will come on the radar screen. Assuming that signal from there is not taken for processing further. So just imagine a situation like that. It's like that, which means you are completely neutral of what is happening on this side. It is as though something is happening here that is not being processed at the back end. You have cut that. Similarly, let things come. Great seers and rishis and avatar purushas, they are able to stay, they are able to show they are different from all these. They are different from all these, they are able to show. Why? Because they constantly do this yajna in their life. They say all Indriyarthas will go to Indriya. I am not in the picture. Let it transit out. Whatever happens, let it happen. I am not in the picture. The sense of I-ness, ahankara will come out if you do this. We are attaching ourselves to it. And we are taking it on us and start fighting. If there is a way you can keep it away, then your ahankara is now removed. That is what will happen with this kind of an yajna which he is talking about. Sarvan indriya karmani prana karmani chapare atma samyama yogadno chukvati jnana deepite. Jnana deepite. One who is lit by the fire called knowledge. What he does, he or she does, he says, Sarvan Indriya Karmani, whatever, there are Karma Indriya, Jnana Indriya, Chitta, Buddhi, Ahankara, Antakarana, all those are there, no? He says, all of them are happening because of prana. You become very objective in your life. All these are happening because of prana. So now all these are ahuti for prana now. The Agni is now prana. So you distance from all these, you say, these are all not my business. There is something called prana. The prana is Devata. All these are actually, giving their ahuti into it. I am out of this picture. That is the meaning. And that a person will know only when he got this ultimate knowledge. Jnana Deepite. One who is lit by the knowledge, this jnanam, he or she will know this is a big yajna happening within my body. That it all happen. The great seers were like that. They were, you read parables of Ramakrishna, such a big book. I find so many things like that. Things will happen. He is not bothered. He will keep on going. He will put his wife and then Sakshat Kali and then he will do a great puja. Where he is out of all these domains. He has distance. The so-called I, is distance from all these body, mind, intellect complex. They are all doing what they want to do. So when he is crying, nobody, in fact, that signal doesn't go in, so it doesn't affect him. That is happening. Guna guneshu vartante iti matva dharayan. So this is the response it is doing. I am not in the picture. Like that it will happen. Looks like it will go to that level. So he says that Atma Samyama Yoga now. So in this Agni of Atma Samyama means finally everything rests into this Brahman. That is the receiver. Everything is going into it. Everything that is happening in the name of Prana Karma. Prana means Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana, everything included. Because in Prashnopanishad, if you see in the 3rd chapter, it says how the prana splits into 5. And they are great systems. Modern medicine is finding it little. For example, Hridi Yesha Nadi, Hridi Eva Yesha Nadi. There is a Vyana. Vyana's definition. It says there is something, there is a seat is Hridaya. From that 101 nadis will, Rishi is saying, Vipalada is saying, from there 101 branches will come. From each one of the 101 branches, another 100 each will come. So now 101 into 100. And from each one of them, 72,000 will come. I don't know how they found all these numbers. So it's a big number. That is this nervous system. Vyana. Vyana Vayu is described like that. Then this Udana Vayu. Udana Vayu, I don't know whether I told you the other day or not. Udana Vayu is one which actually takes charge of the soul when the soul decides to drop the body and go. You have to rescue, no? The soul has to be rescued from this body. See, when M.G. Ramachandran was the chief minister, there was one fellow by name Pandrudi Ramachandran. All his namesake, his secrets, all these big people, they will have a confident person with whom they will give everything to rescue them. Sanjay Gandhi was having all the secret things Indira Gandhi required. So as soon as he died, she immediately went to Sabdajan and pulled something from him and went away. So God, our soul also, when it has to rescue, it should leave the control somewhere. And that is called Udana Vayu. That's why it's called Ut. Ut means go out. So in Prashnopanishad, the descriptions are there. How it collects all the vasanas. Before it goes out, what it does, it takes a snapshot. We take a cell phone, we take a photo, like that. It carries all your guna and samskaras. Goes away. And in Taitra Upanishad, it says if you go through this, what will happen? It's very beautifully said in Taitra Upanishad. If you go through this Brahmarandra. Yeah. Yapoha Sishya Kapale. That's what it says. There's a complete route which is described in Taitra Upanishad. So that is Udana Vayu. So it includes all of them. Samana Vayu is one which keeps this entire digestive system. That's why it's called Samana. It keeps it in balance. Your digestion has to be in balance. If that Pitta, Kapha, Vada balance is gone, you get, that is called Samana Vayu. So when it says Prana Karmani Cha Apare, Prana Karmani means it is all in plural. Panchaprana. All those are actually deposited or ahuti into that Brahman, which is inside. That is Agni now receiving. So if you develop that thought, then many things, all these shlokas will transform us into a very different state. Krishna wants that to happen to us. You want to develop every life, every moment, every fraction of what you're doing. Seeing somebody is ahuti. Just now it said, Shrotraadin Vishayananye, Samyamagni is Juhoti. Talking to someone is an ahuti. Eating is an ahuti. Everything is an ahuti. That transforms your character. That thought, if it captures you, then that is where this karma to jnana is going to happen now. Now you settled all the other problems of karma by all those principles, which are all karma, pala, asanga, tekta, sarva, parigraha, idircha, lapa, santushtaha, vimassaraha, nitya triptaha, nirashihi, nirashrayaha, all that. Karma part is done. Now put your mind into this thought. You have enough space now, not knowing what to do. Reflect on this. That will build the bridge for you to transform your character. That's what he is actually coming to. Dravya yajnastapo yajnaha yoga yajnastata swadhya yajnana yajnascha yataya samshita vrataha. Yataya, those who make this genuine effort, constant effort. That's why he's called Yati. Yati is one who makes constant effort to evolve. That's why we call this great, sannyasins as Yati. One who does that effort to evolve. Yataya. Okay? Samshita vrataha, drida vrataha. There is this constancy of purpose in their mind now. I need to evolve now. Karma part I have taken care. It is not bothering me anymore. I brought it to some level now. I want to evolve. That vrata, samshita vrataha yatayanti. They make an effort, genuine effort. And how do? They understand that this transition happens only when you have an arpana buddhi. Na mama, na mama. Everything make an offering. World is nothing but offering. Make an offering. So that is called. So then they said they do 5 types of yajnas. All the time they want to be reminded the world is nothing but a great yajna happening. All of us are pouring our ahuti. All of us are pouring a little. That's all we are doing at the end of the day. If you think world is a great Bhagavad Leela, great yajna is happening, you can't even make sense of it. Don't waste your time trying to make sense of it, but pour your ghee and go. And some are in anda, some are in pinda. That's why something is said inside, something is said outside. The microcosm and the macrocosm, anda and the pinda, both is the same. So that's what he says. There are 5 types of yajnas possible. Dravya yajna. Now yajna means when you do yajna means namama is very, very important. That's the fundamental. That basma and namama we should remember. Tomorrow when you see yajna, this must come to your mind. Oh, this is the symbolism of this. So we should understand the symbolism, because these rituals were symbolism for us. We are stopping at the ritual level. They are meant for something very, very important. It's a matter of symbolism. If you connect it, the bhava will change, the mood will change. So dravya yajna. What is dravya yajna? Dravya yajna is not just ghee alone. You can build a hospital. You can, help 100 people for their education. You can dig a well. All are dravya yajna. Your dravya can be poured into this great ahuti that is happening. A lot of social work, this, that, everything comes under dravya yajna. It need not that you should always sit in a altar and then that is symbolic. That you do. That is deva yajna. That can be done. That's okay. But it doesn't stop there. It is one level and one symbolism. You take the concept and then stretch it. So you have all kinds of dravyas. The most important dravya you have is your bank account. From that you can, vitarana can be as much as yata shakti. So we can, a lot of karmas will go. You can do a lot of yajna, of dravya yajna of that kind. So you can help poor people, you can dig a well, you can put us, go and put 1 tube light and 2 fans in a halli, patashala. Great. You don't have to have a nationwide program and sit and waste our time. Each one of us take a school, set of people and do this. We would have transformed this country long back. We can do that. That is dravya yajna. Dravya can be anything. Also, it includes the usual, normal, symbolic thing also we have to do, because that goes to the deva. That belief is there. The Agni is the courier and then we take it. I have always seen it. I have seen when people do very genuinely yajna for Devata, the Purnahuti, I tell you, I have seen. When the Rudra Homa was done, I saw Rudra in the flame. I have seen in a place called Nanham in Washington, there are 6 temples in and around Washington. There's a place called Nanham, in which they built a Muruga temple. I was in US at that time, 99, 2000. They did the Purnahuti. They sent me 3 photos. I was stunned when I saw the photo. Muruga is with the big, veil. The flame, it was like that. Another Nrisimha Homa, Sakshat Nrisimha I saw. In fact, one of my relatives sent me, in Kenya, we did Tyagaraja Utsava. Sakshat Tyagaraja, they did a puja and a Homa. In the flame, I saw it. I couldn't believe. I have several experiences like this. God will show. We don't have to see it. I'm not saying we should see it. They didn't do it thinking we are going to see it. Exposed, I am saying. God will receive. The Shraddha, if we do, the God will show that I am come and receive it for you. We don't have to look for all that. You do, it will happen. The karma pala and all, we don't have to worry. But I am saying, I have seen it for myself. That shape I see. Rudra Homa, I see actually Rudra coming. 6, 7 times I have seen it. The last 5, 7, 10 years, I have seen when the Homa is done, the flame shows, the photo shows. I mean, it's amazing to see that. So that is the Dravya Yajna. Then Tapo Yajna. Through austerity. Austerity is actually Samyama Agni, in which you can, that's the one type of Yajna. To tapas. Jnana tapas. Bhagavaha Jnana tapasa Puta Madbhavam Agataha Vitaraga Bhayakra Jasno Visa. 10 shloka. So another type of Yajna is tapas is an Yajna. Do that and then make that offering for the common good. In all that it is namama. It's for the common good. For the common larger good. Do. That is another type of Yajna. Yoga Yajnaha Tatapare. That's the next type of Yajna. Yoga Yajna is that sense of getting connected with the ultimate in so many ways. Create that sense of connection with the ultimate through practices of yoga. Yoga Yajna Tatapare. Right? Swadhyaya Yajna. The great study and the knowledge that you acquire is an ahuti that you are doing for the Brahman. Take that spirit of acquiring knowledge. That is a Swadhyaya Yajna and Jnana Yajna. This whole effort for me to get knowledge is for the larger good. It's for getting that larger good. That is a Jnana Yajna. So the common in the term Yajna in all these is, can I do genuinely for the larger good of the greater mankind? That is Yajna. Namama. Brahmarpanam. Brahmavihi. Everything is Brahman. I offer everything. And that is a very different experience. I will tell you this, what is in it for me is poorly a very low cousin. Even you make one small change and try it in anything that you do. One small change you make, you'll find a huge difference in your psyche. You have to step out of the what is in it for me. And God has blessed us to do that. We don't need to anything to step out of this what is in it for us. It has nothing to do with our economic status or our position in the society or nothing. It's here. We have to take a sankalpa there. It will dramatically transform us as an individual. That experience we have to have anubhava. It cannot be explained beyond a point. It has to be experienced. In a small way, we can experience. This yajna is meant for all that. So he says, Samshita Vrata. So these are the 5 types of yajna. And all these yajna, what is it doing? We are transcending and see the meaning beyond that, because we are going to the sukshma of what we are doing rather than mechanically doing. See, by transforming it as a yajna, Krishna is only forcing us, don't do mechanically. Think behind what is it. It will automatically lead us there, no? You say, what is this yajna? What is this ahuti? Why are you like that? If we start thinking, it is taking us one step more. Just taking us one step more. That's what he wants us to do.
We call it as a jnana yajna.
Yes, this is a jnana yajna. For a common good, we want to partake and we want to transform ourselves and transform others in the process in whatever ways. And that is guaranteed. That is Krishna Prasada. It is none of our, that Prasada is also Krishna Prasada, but this will definitely happen. This is jnana yajna. Chinmayananda, you introduce this term jnana yajna. Actually. Apane juhvati pranam, prane panam tatapare. Prana panagadi rudva pranayama parayana. Krishna is raising the simple act of pranayama into a high level of yajna. He says, there is something called puraka. Puraka is filling, which means you inhale. Then kumbha is actually kumbha is basically a vessel, no? Kudam. So holding it is called kumbhaka. And rechaka is, so he says, rather than simply doing it, remember this shloka. He is saying, when you do the inhalation, right, what is happening is, in the apana, you are actually doing ahuti of prana. When you do exhalation, in the prana, you are doing the ahuti of apana. He has transformed a simple, and in between you stop it also. Prana, apana, gati, that is the kumbhakam. So the simple act of purakam, kumbhakam, rechakam, he says, don't do mechanically. Raise it to a level of yajna. Then this whole pranayama will take us to a very different level now. We completely get transformed because all these ideas will come into our mind. Otherwise, you may be simply doing it. If you remember this shloka and do it, all yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha will happen because you are not going to think about anything else now. This shloka will run in your mind. Oh, this is a great yajna I am doing. There will be a shraddha in what we do. See, when you do all this, it brings shraddha into what we do. That's why he's taking different examples and then showing all of them. It will bring a huge difference in terms of the shraddha with which we approach. That kind of a difference it will actually bring in terms of this. So he gives an example of even a pranayama is actually an ahuti. Prana is doing an ahuti and apana is doing an ahuti and prana. In between, you are keeping up. If you start thinking like that, then the whole notion of the yajna will get into your mind, and you see it as a very holy act that you are doing. Apare niyataharaha pranan praneshu juhvati sarve pyete yajna vidaha yajna kshapita kalmasha. So Krishna concludes here, sarve api yete yajna vidaha. So many people, different types of activities that you do, all can become yajna now. Okay? Ete yajna vidaha, vida bhinna vidaha santi. All these are different things. And we give one more example. This is that shloka we say in the 15th chapter. That is what is coming here. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva. We said that shloka. No? That's what he is saying. Niyataharaha pranan praneshu jivvati. The eating is seen as a way by which you are making an ahuti for the prana to keep it. The Vaishwanara has to be protected and preserved. The whole act of eating has become a yajna now. The whole act of eating has become an yajna now. That's what he says. Proper food habits keeps the prana. You are saying, I am making. So you are praying like that and then giving. That's what is happening. That is why in many places, Brahmarpana Brahmavi also they will say. That shloka they will say. Because they say this is an ahuti, that I am the Brahman, this is what I am giving is Brahman, what the eating process is Brahman, what it reaches is also Brahman. If you think like that and eat the food you will read very carefully, the food will be aushadha. It will do good to you. So he says, apare others, niyataharaha, proper food habit, because for them eating food is a very holy act. In this country, everything is a holy act. Everything is a holy act. There is nothing which is outside the purview of being holy. Everything, you name anything. Everything is a holy act. So if eating is a holy act, then the ahara will become niyata ahara. Now there is another meaning for ahara. With that I will stop. There's another meaning called ahara. Ahara comes from the Sanskrit thing, ahriyate iti ahara. That which is taken in. What is taken in is not through only mouth. It is taken through eye. The entire jnanendriyas are working now. All of them are aharas for us. That's why we say food for thought. In English they use the word, no? Food for thought. Why? Because the pancha, mouth is only one of them. There are 4 more. Eye, ear, smell, touch. All of them you can include here. You will be very careful about all these ahara that is going in. Because all of them are going into the Vaishwanara. Niyata ahara. If you think that every signal, everything that goes through the jnanendriyas into me, ultimately reaches the Vaishwanara, and it is a food that is being given to Vaishwanara, and this is an yajna that you are doing, you will clean up all these activities. You don't need anybody to tell you anything. That's why he says, yajna kshapita kalmasha, that we will see tomorrow. That's a nice word. Yajna kshapita kalmasha. He concludes, yajna will only clean you up. All your kalmashas will all evaporate. Krishna comes to that conclusion. Because unless you clear the muck, jnana will not enter in you. So from karma, he has now taken us halfway to jnana. That's why jnana karma sannyasa yoga. From karma, he has taken us halfway. He has laid a bridge now. That bridge is called yajna. Everything that you do in your life, every moment that you do in your life, everything that involves you, do with the yajna bhava. Think that it is an ahuti for a loka sangraha. Your character will change, your personality will change, your karmas will actually evaporate. So that tank is now going to get empty. That is where he is coming. I think with this we will stop. There is one question, I will just take one question alone. Other question we have actually answered in some detail. You gave the analogy of picking a bag from the Sanchita Karma that contains either Punya Phala or Papa Phala or a mixture of these two, which happens. It all depends on what we did in this Janma. This implies that in a given life, man either enjoys or suffers or a mixture of these two, based on whichever bag he has packed. No, based on whichever item got into the bag. The bag is the same bag. Anyway, prarabdha karma with which you came. This also implies that good deeds will not set off the effects of bad deeds. So with good karma, you cannot set off the bad karma. That is also true. That's the other observation. If setting off is not possible, this is a question now. If setting off is not possible, what is the need for performing prayaschitta karma that is aimed at nullifying the effects of nishita karma? Now, see, prayaschitta karma can only act on what you did now. It cannot act on what happened in the last janma or 2 janmas before or 5 janmas before. So all that we are saying is, in this janma, as we are doing, moment we realize we made a mistake, this is a fair system. If you had a mistake, you should have a chance to correct it. No? How can you say I will not give you a chance to correct? So this prayaschitta karma will work only for the current janma. There setting off is possible. But at the end of it, the retained earning, what we get, that cannot be set off by any other means. So prayaschitta karma is now and here. We can compensate it by good act. Some of them will be redeemed. The nisheda will be redeemed, but prayaschitta karma cannot work on. But there are some people who also even give prayaschitta for what happened in the last janma. That is why you did not get married. All that they are saying. So I do not know how far, how much, and all. There may be some truth to an extent. There may also be that. But to a large extent, prayaschitta karma works now and here. There is one more question, which is a much bigger question. One young man asked this question. I will take it probably tomorrow. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaveryam Karavavakai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.
So you all agree that today also is a fully loaded session, completely loaded session, because yesterday the scene was different, and today we are moving from Bangalore to Vedanta. And then today